Welcome to the Blackout Show, presented by the Guillen Grid, a show about the Chicago White Sox baseball, the good, the bad, the ugly. We'll debate what's working and what's not on the south side of Chicago. It's old school versus new school baseball. And most importantly, we're keeping all the receipts.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Blackout Show. Tonight, we have a friend of the show, and he's back for round two. You couldn't get enough of us.
Round two.
Jackson Scudder of Eastern Tennessee Southern University's baseball director of data and analytics. He's also of Baseball Unstitched podcast, which is an awesome platform on Twitter. At least that's where I see most of it, and that's where I enjoy most of the interaction on X. But Jackson, welcome back. And before we get too much into this discussion, I want to ask Jay one thing first. And Jay, where are you right now in the month of June with this White Sox, who we saw them take a nice little flex on the National League, but then when they come back to facing the Yankees on the road and then the Tigers on the road, we lost both series. And then right before tonight, they come home and win a game versus Cleveland, which was a game going back and forth. And then they win it in the end. They find a way to win. So, Jay, where are we at right now?
I'm in heaven right now, Gonzo. You understand me? Like, do you know what it's like? Okay, Jackson, you're a Cardinals fan. You know, as of late, it's been doom and gloom sometimes. We're ecstatic to be playing meaningful baseball in June, where we're not selling the entire farm for a brighter future. Like we're at the point to where every game that the White Sox play from here on out is competitive and it has some significant meaning to the standings. Like we can literally put a shiesty and black Air Force Ones on at the rate and take 2 out of the 3 from Cleveland. We already did the hard part with Gavin Williams yesterday. We had to walk him off. Now we got Messick, who's a tough lefty, really good lefty, and we're battling him. So I'm ecstatic. I get to see war for 9 innings for the rest of the summer on behalf of the Chicago White Sox, with some spoils at the end of the year, instead of just taking the easy way out and said, we didn't lose 100 this year. We weren't trash this year. Like, no, it's none of that. It's we probably won a division this year. We're beating the hell out of the Tribe right now. So, yeah, right now in June, I'm happy, Gonzo.
And you know what you brought up, Jackson's team. I want to add on to that a little bit because it's nice seeing not only the Brewers taking it to the Cubs, but now I get to actually see the Cardinals get back into it and give it back to our, team from the north side. And honestly, Cards have been a hell of an organization for a good amount of time. And I know that they've kind of went through their own finding once that, I believe it was new ownership. I don't think it was new front office with the past couple of years, but they're finding, their own way. And it looks like, the pieces that they've been starting to put together. Mainly, me personally, I love watching Weatherholt, but I've been keeping track of some of their complex players as well. So they're starting to put it together. And for my half, I'm actually liking what I'm seeing in that division, because I want to see as many teams, whether it's the Brewers, the Cardinals, the Reds, the Pirates, I want to see them all taking it to the Cubs. So that's just me. But Jackson, before we go on the White Sox stuff, let me hear your thoughts onto what, as baseball as a whole right now, what are you liking?
Yeah, we were talking about before the show, and Jay asked me before the show, he's like, who have you been surprised by this year? And I literally told him, I was like, it's crazy for me to say it's biased, but like, I expected the Cardinals to lose nearly 100 games this year. And right now it's June, and we're 8 games over 500 in a wild card spot. Like, I didn't expect us to be at this point right now. Jordan Walker's been unbelievable. I mean, this team is fun. Like, I haven't had fun with the Cardinals team, I feel like, in a while. Even when we've been good, it hasn't been fun teams. This team is so much fun to watch day in, day out. Ollie Marmol's getting tossed games like once a week because he's fired up. He's passionate about the team. It's just so much fun to watch. And then, like, I know I'm on a White Sox podcast, but this is another team that's also been surprising me all year as well. Like, I expected the team to take a jump this year. I didn't expect it to be middle of June, and they're competing with the Guardians for first place in the AL Central, and it's firing me up. I love to see it. They've kind of been one of my favorite teams in the AL the past couple of years as is, because I love some of the moves they've been doing. But, yeah, it's been just very cool to see.
Awesome. Love it. And
Miguel Vargas just went deep. Southside up 2-1 right now.
Yeah, and I'm sure Miguel's going to make me eat some words at the end of the year. I'm hoping so. I hope he continues this pace all the way through the year.
Gonzo, I just want to, while we have a witness on the show, Jackson, he will not let me overpay for Miguel Vargas in fantasy in Dynasty. He is literally holding my boy ransom while he shits on him every chance he gets. I'm in hell right now.
I have to do it because I've got Connor Griffin on the IR, and Bobby Witt has been, bro. I swear, man, he makes my heart beat an extra step when he like gets pulled out of a game, and I'm like, damn it, I'm losing 2 shortstops, and I've got Rome as well on the IR. So it's hard for me to give up on Miguel when I got some premium bats on the IR right now. So in translation, now we are on the White Sox, which we are going to spend a whole bunch of time on this podcast talking about me and Jay's favorite team. Jackson, I gave you a homework assignment, and it kind of relates to the conversation we had with Elijah Evans about 2 weeks ago. We're going to go over essentially the same concept of a conversation that we did with him. However, that was more baseball talk with Elijah as far as, what the eye sees. But this side of it, we're going to go by what the numbers show. And the research, or I should say the research assignment I gave to you was, we're going to talk about progression. I wanted you to look at there's a list of players that are progressing right now at the major league level, and I want you to show us again what the numbers say they're progressing in from last year to this year, or just this year in general. And then the second half of it is going to be what challenge lays ahead of them based off of what the analytics show. So again, we're going to be looking at the progression, and then again what they can work on for each player as we go through, the list of players. And then eventually we'll get to our draft conversation that we're going to have with you. So let's start off with player number 1. And again, with each player, we're going to go about progression and then the challenge that they're going to be facing. So first guy on the board is our Italian, Sam Antonacci. And Jackson, I want you to take it away, and then I'll throw something on that I saw with Antonacci that caught me a little bit off guard yesterday on Twitter. But go ahead, take it away. Talk about our one of our favorite Italians right now.
Yeah, this was a guy before the year when I was on the pod with y'all, and asked me about him. I was kind of in the boat of like a good little slappy hitter who's going to make an impact, but I wasn't sure how much of an impact. And he's kind of exceeded my expectations a little bit. His numbers right now, he's slashing 291, 391, 422. 132 WRC plus, is stolen 11 bags. What I really like and I've been impressed with is the power has translated better than I expected it to. Like 4 home runs this year already for like that type of player is really good. Looking at a Savant page, the squared up percentage and sweet spot percentage are both elite. Basically what that means is when he is barreling up the ball, his launch angle is in a really good spot. So he's basically, when he's swinging hard, he's getting his A swing off. His launch angle is in good spots where he's getting a bunch of extra base hits off it, even though he maybe sometimes isn't getting as many barrels as some people are. The chase and whiff rate are elite. 16% K rate as a rookie is absolutely unbelievable. you pretty much see most rookies come in around over 20%. The bat to ball skills have translated just as well as everybody has thought. And then the speed on the base pass, 11 stolen bases. When I wrote this 2 days ago, it was 9 stolen bases, and he picked up 2 since then. So I had to update it to 11 stolen bases.
Keeping you on your toes.
He's keeping me on my toes. I couldn't. I had to be right by him and get him to 11 stolen bases. But those are kind of things I've been impressed with so far. The bat to ball skills have been awesome. The launch angles have been really good, which has helped keeping him to get some power, to keep his WOBA, WRC plus, all those numbers in a really good spot. And the speed is translating really well as well. Some of the maybe cons questions, as I mentioned, the barrel and hard hit rate are a little bit below average. But for a guy like that who puts the ball in play a lot, you're going to see those numbers be a little bit lower because he's putting more soft contact in play because he has such good bat to ball skills that he's getting to pitches and putting them in play that other people have trouble with. The walk rate at 7% is decent, but not ideal. I think he could get up to like the 9-10% mark and help him out a little bit. And I would say the one thing that he's probably struggled with the most, the outfield defense, at least metrically speaking, has not been awesome. -2 OAA, -3 defensive run saved. But he's a great athlete. We can see with the stolen bases how he runs around the field. I have no doubt in the next 2 or 3 years he can get to the point where he's minimum an average defender out there, if not better than that.
Let me just throw up the Savant page to kind of mimic what you were saying. Again, can you tell us let's just go with the second part of this with Antonacci. So what is the analytics showing what do you think he's going to be working on the second half, or as we get to the second half of the season? How can he become a more complete player at the end of the day?
I think just looking at it right here, it's the fielding and it's the walk rate. Like I said, I think the barrel and hard hit rate for a guy like that are always going to be lower with the amount of balls he is putting in play. I don't think those numbers are ever going to be very high. But I think if he can draw, he's never going to be a really high walk guy, but like 7%, that 25th percentile is just not great. If he can get like a 9-10% and be like average walk rate guy, that's going to help us on base, help him get on base more, help him use that speed a lot more. And as you can see, the OAA, I think it's gone down a little bit since I even wrote this, -4 now. Not a great mark for him, but he's such a good athlete out there. Like, we know how fast he is. We know how good an athlete he is. I think for him to continue to be an everyday player, provide value, he's going to have to be.
I just think he's just going to need some major league innings defensively, because if you like, the eye test tells me he's a very adaptable player. Like, look in the WBC where we got our cup of coffee or espresso that they were serving in the dugout. He wasn't an outfielder. This was an infielder. Like, he literally made a name for himself, deacon players on the base paths, being a very savvy baseball player. So that takes experience. I feel like we could revisit this conversation in September if the White Sox make him a full-time outfielder. I want to see him get some more reps in the infield just so he stays fresh and polished out there. Because remember, like a guy like Willie Castro that plays a lot of different positions, or Daniel Schneemann, like, the manager has to do a good job with bouncing them around the diamond so they stay fresh and ready. Thank God we only needed Antonacci for the outfield so far, but in case that we do want to shake things up, or we got to make a pivot because of injury or something, I want to see him still be as fluid as an infielder as we hope he can be as an outfielder. But I see a very adaptable athlete. Like, you're giving me basically prime TJ Friedel numbers right now, which is very good. People forgot about my boy TJ Friedel because he fell off a map, but let me tell you, a couple of years ago, one of the best leadoff guys, outfielders in the National League Central. He's way better than Sal Frelick, like miles away better than Sal Frelick. So for that niche of player, we've already tapped into what we expect from a guy like that. He's gonna get on base at a 380 clip. As long as he slugs about 415 to 430 max, we'll get the return on our investment.
So the thing that Jackson, that caught me off guard last night that I didn't expect to see, came from Just Baseball Media. Actually, they posted only 2 players have an OBP over 390 with 10 plus stolen bases this season, minimal of 230 plate appearances. You want to take a guess at who those 2 are?
Crap, I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
I was hoping you didn't see this post.
I didn't see this post, which is crazy because I kind of live my entire life on Twitter. I honestly don't know. You're gonna have to tell me.
So one of them is Sam
Yeah,
Antonacci, obviously, just because I'm bringing it up. But the other one is James Wood.
Yeah, that makes sense. I wouldn't have thought.
So
I didn't know where his stolen base number would be at right now, but he's having a pretty unreal year, so that makes sense.
He's going to have a 30-30 year, James Wood, for sure.
He's in good company, so that is remarkable to see that. But
imagine
again,
being in James Wood company. Like, look at how many walks James Wood has, and compared to Antonacci's walk percentage, to be in that level of conversation when you're not taking ball 4, that's great.
And considering that most of those, getting on base is from the hit by pitch, you're not legitimately taking a walk. You're getting hit by the baseball. He's at a crazy rate at that. Which is, again, that's when I looked at the Savant page, that stood out to me of how low that walk rate was, considering, with the stat we put out there. But again, with what you're saying, Jackson, again, if that plate discipline just becomes that much better, that's just going to make the whole profile stand out that much more. Altogether, though, yeah, I mean, this is the player that, and I think we see Chase Mydroth do this in like streaks of this, but Sam's just that complete profile of being just being a true baseball player, and that's what I'm excited for. With this kid coming up here, and he's one of those gritty players that you really need if you want to continue to build that team culture of finding ways to win. And a guy like him getting on base, doing whatever it takes is that stolen base.
Did you hear his fucking war cry taking ball 4 last night?
Yeah.
Bro, what type of lunatic? I thought I was watching Mad Max.
But again, awesome beginning to this. Let's move on to the next one here that I had in store, which is the guy that, again, I give a lot of shit for the last year.
Yeah, come on. I've been waiting all week for this.
And that is Miguel Vargas. Jackson, take it away with Miguel Vargas.
Yeah, Vargas was a part of the big Kopech trade. And with the Dodgers, big prospect who didn't put good numbers. We saw some life for him last year with his first full year with the White Sox, 101 WRC plus. But this year he's been unbelievable. I think, I hadn't really looked into his analytics until, I did it for this. I was thoroughly impressed. Slashing 236, 352, 462, 16 home runs, 12 doubles, 10 bags, 14% walk rate while only striking out 17% of the time is unbelievable. 126 WRC plus, 2.3 FWAR. I've just been so impressed with him. The sweet spot percentage, squared up percentage are both up big time, which is leading to more barrels. His expected stats are all better, so he's getting his launch angles in a better spot, which is leading to more home runs, more barrels. The expected stats are liking him a lot more because he's putting the ball in areas where it's going to lead to a lot of extra base hits. The bat speed is up a little bit for him this year. With that, he hasn't sacrificed a whole lot of batting average. He's swinging harder, again, leading to more home runs, leading to more extra base hits. He's never going to be the high average guy, in my opinion, overall. But I mean, he's hitting 236 this year with the other numbers he's putting up. I feel like we can live with that. The plate discipline this year has overall been pretty good. Just a 21% chase, 14% walk rate. He's provided, he's been better on the base paths this year. And one of the things I love for guys like this, he's ambushing fastballs really well right now, staying on him. He's slugging very well against fastballs. But on the other side of that, he's staying on changeups well. Just a 6% whiff on changeups while being on time for fastballs a lot, which is really rare to see. Those are kind of things I like. And possible questions on the analytics, there's not a whole lot that you can complain about looking at his analytical page right now. You would like the average maybe a couple ticks higher. And I think with the amount of contact he's making and how good he's doing, that might just tick up because his expected batting average is higher than his actual batting average right now. I mean, the defense at third base is average, but I don't think anybody's complaining about that with how good he's been at the plate recently. There's not a whole lot of holes in his game that you can point at right now, except, like I said, maybe you want his batting average to be a couple ticks higher, but with how well he's slugging, how much he's walking right now, there's not a whole lot of complaints to be had.
I'm a here's a hot take right now. Miguel Vargas might score 100 runs this year for the Chicago White Sox. Think about what I'm telling you. He's not going to hit 35 home runs. He's not going to steal 35 bags. At least I don't think, because we've seen Naylor steal 30, right? This is not, he's going to put up numbers to which, if you look at his isolated stats, he's not going to belong in these conversations. But Miguel Vargas is run production, run scored. Like, if we want to nitpick him, yeah, catch the ball more at third base. That's it. Look at in this conversation today, Colson's the third baseman. So how good does he really got to be at the position, right? Like I'm so proud of Miguel Vargas because he had to hold himself accountable on a bad team. Like, it's easy to chalk it up and say, you know, we were just ass. That's why my numbers look like this. The roster's trash. No, he worked on himself. Remember when he broke his wrist in spring training, he couldn't swing a bat, but he was still getting walked. Like, how are you walking a guy that you know that won't swing the bat? How are you still walking him? All because he got a good eye. And he knows that pitchers aren't really ready to throw him major league strikes in spring training, so he could just watch the ball. Now, those same pitches, you talked about his bat speed is up. Look at all the pulled home runs that he have to the left of center. He's getting out ahead of a lot of stuff, and he's hit what I think 2 out of the 17 home runs was to the right of center. That comes from staying in there on them changeups, waiting back. Look at what the damage he's doing on breaking balls, period. Not just off speed, but breaking balls too. Like, I think outside there could only probably be Kyle Schwarber that could make the most out of hitting 230, hit 240 outside of Miguel Vargas. Like, a lot of hitters got to be hitting 270, 280 to have the season that he's going to have. By the time September, his numbers is going to be sick. And a lot of other hitters got to hit 270, 280 to get those numbers. He's doing it at 240.
So I think there's going to be a time where, you know, that flexibility might become a conversation of what we're going to do with them. But as long as that bat's still the way it is, we're not going to have those conversations at all. But, you know, I know you brought up the flexibility, Jackson, but what was the challenges you see on the hitting side of this profile that you think he's going to be working on the second half of this, you know, season?
Like I said, there's not a whole lot. I mean, looking at the page right now on screen, it's a lot of red on there. Even like the blue parts, like the squared up percentage is up a lot from where it was at last year. I mean, the things that I can maybe see is maybe, like I said, batting average get a tick higher, maybe a little bit less strikeout. But like, there's not a whole lot to nitpick, especially on the offensive side.
Did you see, for me, that contact's a huge thing with him, at least. When you were looking at the data, is there anything sticking out, you know, around the plate that they've been, you know, I guess challenging him on, or, you know, what kind of sticks out as to why, you know, we're seeing the contact lesser, you know, right now with how the numbers are looking?
I think it's a little bit of luck. I think, like, as you just pulled up, he had like a 270 expected batting average. His real one's at 236. Like, I think that's going to even out a little bit as the year goes on. But like, I think it's just a little bit of bad luck for him right now. I think it's probably the main issue. But yeah, I expect his average to end up, honestly, I think he'll get to the 250 mark if he keeps hitting at his current pace, because I think some of those balls are going to fall a lot better for him.
I love it. I love it. Jay, you got anything else as we before we move on?
Yeah, like, why won't you let me overpay for Miguel Vargas in fantasy? Why don't you just be a man on your own podcast and tell me why you can't trade me, and don't give me no fucking injuries because I'm trying to overpay. I could fill some slots for you.
You're not going to overfill nothing.
Okay. You know what? That's what she said.
You know what, Jay? I need you to
this right now.
I need you to make some. I need to make you some deals, become a little bit stronger, and then we can have a conversation about Miguel Vargas.
You're not going to do this to me. Leave me alone. Next topic.
Alrighty, next man up.
Bullied on my own show.
And like this guy, you know, we're in territory of the Montgomery Smash Brothers. this guy, I think he's got the most home runs since he's been called up, or he's right up there in the top 5 since his call up, and that is Colson Montgomery. Jackson, this is I think we brought up Vargas and Colson last show when we were talking about team war, as this graphic shows. And again, it's kind of like the flip-flop of Vargas, where that war is more so defensive centric with Colson than it is on the hitting profile. So I kind of want to hear the data side of this. So go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, as you said, since he got called up last year, has been one of the best power hitters in baseball. His numbers so far this year: slashing 218 through to a 487 slug, 20 pumps, 13 doubles, but 32% strikeout rate, 9% walk, 118 WRC plus, 2.5 FWAR. I mean, I like about him, he swings the bat really hard, makes a lot of contact, and the ball goes over the fence. That's fun to watch, and that's really good. Also, 15% barrel, 46% hard hit, 2 of the higher numbers in the league right now. The pop is just off the charts. And I think an underrated part of him right now, he's one of the best defensive players in baseball right now. Like top 3 to 5 shortstop, third baseman in baseball defensively, 9 outs above average, 8 fielding run value so far this year. He is an amazing defender. But some of the questions I mentioned, he's hitting 218 with a 32% strikeout rate. Dude swings at everything. Has serious whiff problems, has serious K problems, leads to not a lot of hit and lower on-base percentage than you'd probably want him to be at. It's going to be hard. It's either going to be a hard hit ball from him, or he's going to swing and miss at it. He's either hitting it 110 miles an hour, or it's going to be in the catcher's mitt. That's kind of where you're at. And like, this guy's so crazy talented. For him to fully maximize the type of player that he's going to be, he's got to learn how to cut down on that a little bit and just be slightly more selective. Like, I'm not asking him to be a 280, 270 guy, but like, if he could be a 240, 250 guy, get on base, get an extra knock or 2 a week right now, and just cut down that K rate a little bit, it would be awesome. And then the other thing he's kind of struggled with, he struggled with his fastballs a little bit this year. 38% whiff against fastballs. I'm sorry, that's not acceptable right now. Like, you can't be whiffing at fastballs at a 38% clip. That's just not good enough. You have to ambush that pitch a little bit better. You have to put that pitch in play a little bit better. That's one of the big things for me analytically is how you hit the fastball. Like, you can be batting against everything else. If you can hit a fastball well, you can make a living in MLB. And he's struggling against that pitch a little bit right now. But this is one of the most talented players in baseball, defensively, power numbers, but he has a lot of room to grow.
And you know what? It's this 3 outcome profile can only take you so far. And it's something that Miguel Vargas faced a year ago, but he's made adjustments, and it's, we're not seeing so much of that 3, outcome for him. And it's just something we got to see out of Colson. And again, for the both of them, they got to prove, this production throughout the whole season. But for Colson, again, if you like, when I hear people throw the projections out, I'm like, the projections are irrelevant because they've never shown the ability to get to that standard to truly go by it, that he can hit 40 home runs a year. He can drive in 100 plus a year. Not only does he have to prove that, but again, when the contact rates, like in the strikeout percentage being where they're at, coming, with how it's showing, and we'll throw up the Savant as I go through this, but when you have this deficiencies in your profile, it's just hard to see that truly happening for him throughout the whole longevity of a season. It's remarkable though that, that pop is there, that slug is there. But again, like, just these couple adjustments, and this can fully come through fruition with what you're saying. Jay, what you got?
All right. So there's people that are going to look at me sideways. I need Colson to get to the O'Neal Cruz point of his career, because if you're going to strike out this much, you at least got to learn how to be more selective. Look at what O'Neal Cruz strike out on. He rarely strikes out on balls outside of the zone. He literally has a hole in his bat. Colson strikes out on anything. Anything can make him walk back to the dugout. Like, that is what's got to be unacceptable. Like you said, Jackson, I'm not asking you to be a 280 hitter. I'm asking you to hit the fastball. I'm not asking you to drop your whiff down below 20%. I'm asking you, maybe bring that walk percentage up to a 13%. Obviously, your strikeout percentage a drop the more walk percentage you add, because at the end of the day, you're still a player that swings the bat. The chase and the whiff is gonna be there with the profile. With the three outcome guy, the chase and the whiff is gonna be there. But I need that walk percentage impregnated. I need the rate of contact to grow, because look at Murakami. Murakami is going to strike out and walk more than Colson this year as a true 3 outcome guy. And we're not going to complain about his slash line. We're not, because there's a balance there. His third outcome it's not balanced. It's just too much K. That's the outcome that is the most frequent. So once he cleans that up, we got a Gold Glove caliber shortstop and apparently a very good third baseman. That Miguel Vargas doesn't even have to be the best third baseman on the team. Gonzo, people were comparing my boy to Corey Seager. He's a better defender than Corey Seager. Corey Seager is going to make a lot more contact, but I would much rather Colson be the one receiving a ground ball than Corey Seager. And hopefully, I know he had the flare up with the back spasms the other day, but he could stay on the field a little bit longer than Corey Seager too. That's the key, because you can't be better than Corey Seager and you're not playing more games than Corey Seager. That's a big one right there. But I mean, I'm happy with Colson Montgomery, to be honest with you, because at the end of the day, I'm expecting him to hit 35 home runs, drive in 90, probably strike out 180 times, catch the ball. I mean, how many shortstops can say they're hitting 35 and playing the defense that he's playing? How many infielders, period, actually?
Not a whole lot.
It just depends on if the defense carries.
Yeah, I mean, but the defense,
if that starts to slip,
he's
good. If that starts to slip, you can still shift him around. So I'm not really worried about, again, if that shifts a little bit. All right, moving on to Braden Montgomery. Has a walk-off home run in his debut last night. Comes around, scores the winning run, gets on base and scores. Braden's been, we talked about last show, Jackson, that a similar, philosophy in the box as like James Wood, where he's hitting everything, he's driving everything opposite field that he is actually making contact with. And again, this is a spray chart from the last show. It's been updated, but again, you're seeing everything going the opposite way. Haven't seen anything pulled yet. Nothing wrong with it. In fact, I actually praise that, that philosophy at the plate. Because again, you can pull. It's easier to pull than it is to hit, opposite field if they're going to be pitching you on the opposite side of the plate. So, Jackson, give us what you got on your notes of Braden Montgomery.
Yeah, this is a guy I've really loved him in college at A&M, and then drafted by the Red Sox, part of the Crochet trade. Liked him in the minors. Really small sample size in the big leagues. Just got called up a couple weeks ago. 12 games, 262, 311, 452, a homer, 5 doubles, 110 WRC plus. Like I said, small sample size, but from what I've seen so far, like he showed up ready to hit. Like he was not scared of the big leagues. He came ready to hit. He came ready to go. He's had a solid approach. The chase rate's been good, and I expect him to get more walks as he plays more games. Walk number has been great so far, but like the chase has been there. I expect it to grow. And then I've talked about it a couple times already. He's hitting fastballs right away. I love guys who come in ambushing the fastball. 14% whiff against him right now, slugging 545 against fastballs. Defenses look good in the outfield. And like 12 games in, he looks like a big leaguer. Like he looks like he belongs here. He looks like he's ready to play. Couple of questions so far. The whiff numbers have not been great. And the quality of contact has been decent, but not great. As again, just really small sample size, so sometimes it's tough to predict this just in 12 games. He had some K problems in the minors a little bit, so it's going to be interesting to see how he goes about that the more APs he gets. Like I said, I like him so far. He looks like a big leaguer. He's ambushing fastballs. The defense looks good. He came ready to play.
And there's the savant page that we pulled up for Braden very early on. Because again, I'd imagine that defensive chart's going to look a whole lot, different. And he's one of the most complete two-way guys that we have in this organization right now. And Jay, what's been your thoughts on Braden since the call-up? Because I know he's been having issues with contact, but go ahead. Let's hear your thoughts on what you've seen so far.
I've been okay with him. There's been some back foot sliders that I wish he didn't swing at. But that's just the growing pains. He's like Jackson said, like he came in ready to hit. Like he has a great eye at the plate, but he didn't want to seem too passive. It looked like he made a conscious effort to be out and be the aggressor in at bats. That's why we seen him strike out on these back foot sliders, because pitchers can attack him. But at the end of the day, I would rather it be right here than he's having several backwards Ks a week.
Mm-hmm.
Like in 2 weeks, if he has like 5 backwards Ks, that's a problem for me. So we don't even have to have that conversation with him. To be honest with you, if we're lucky, I know I hate bringing this team up, but if Braden Montgomery can be at least as good as Ian Happ, I'm happy. He's a better athlete than Ian Happ, but he's not going to play center field. Ian Happ came up as an infielder, moved to the outfield. We don't have to cross that bridge with Braden. He's already an outfielder, switch hitter. He's gonna give me 20 home runs. Like he's gonna be a walking 20 home runs, because I like so the opposite field home run that he hit off of Raisel Iglesias, right? That was a tough splitter to hit a home run from, especially left-handed in the left in the left field bullpen. Like if he's gonna do that, I have no problem penciling him in for 20 home runs, and that's just off the one bomb walk off. Yeah, it could be because I'm a homer, but I know for a fact that type of swing from that type of guy, he's 6'4", 6'4", something like that, 220. Like he's strong. So once he start getting out in front and out ahead of the baseball, like how Miguel Vargas is doing, you're going to see a lot of balls land in the Miller Lite landing. Period. Like I'm good with Braden Montgomery, because he's given me exactly what I'm asking for. And with the whiff and the chase, that's fine. That's fine, because that's something that he get cleaned up, especially when like the breaking balls in the dirt. If he start putting pitchers in position to pitch to him backwards, he's not going to see as many back foot sliders. He's going to see backdoor sliders, like get me over sliders. Those are the ones that you can absolutely hammer. Swing with your eyes closed, you'll run into one. But he's got to get to that point, and I'm pretty confident he will, for sure.
Yeah, I like the comp that MLB Central had with Michael Brantley. Couldn't think of a better comp with the two-way game, and that's a guy that you can win with. I was I'm hoping that we might see a little bit more.
He's gonna compete for a batting title.
Yeah, but like I was hoping with that profile, you might get a little bit more pop. But even if you don't, like I could care less.
What's a little bit more pop, Gonzo? Like slugging percentage, like extra base hits, like because like right now, Braden Montgomery could slug 440 in the major leagues right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of the amount of doubles that he had. He could slug 440 in a season where he only hit 17 to 19 bombs. He could do that.
And I like to see him get to that like 25 number.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's there in that with what he has to offer. But again, and I think maybe he's potentially doing this on purpose, driving everything opposite field. So, you can get that mindset to take, to pull it all sides of the field. So we're going to see, how this turns out. Because if he becomes, again, if he comes a little bit more patient, looking for, that right pitch that he feels, on each at bat to try to drive, being more patient, again, we talked about that walk rate. If we see a little bit more walks, I think that number of 25 can come more to him as he starts to be a little bit more selective, again, because you talked about the whiff, Justin. So altogether,
my name's
love
Jay.
it. I'm going to save our purest hitter at the end of this conversation, Jackson, as much as I wanted to get to him right now to wrap up the hitters. But let's shift to a couple pitchers. Let's start with Grant Taylor. Jackson, we are huge fans of Grant Taylor. Nasty fella, nasty stuff. My biggest, thing with Grant has been, I haven't understood this organization's philosophy with giving him a role going into the season. Like, is he going to be a guy that you're going to put in your high leverage situations? I've seen him get some couple starts in games, and it just seems like we're all over the place. And I think we're all over the place because we came into the season solidified with Sir Anthony Dominguez there as a closer, and they want to use that. They've always wanted, they signed him to use that as a flippable piece. So I think that we're not going to see Grant in the most effective role as a closer until Sir Anthony is flipped for assets. But my thing about this, though, is I think it's best not only for the team, but, for his situation, for the value, to shift him, put him in those high leverage situations a little bit before the ninth inning, the seventh, eighth inning, let him be efficient to where he, in that role that he has been previously in those innings, allow Grant to be in the ninth and go from there, because I think at this point, I don't think that value is truly going to be there. But I know that this is a loaded question, Jackson, so you can answer that how you will after you want to talk about your research. But let's start off with hearing your research first on Grant Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor's easily probably my favorite White Sox. Like, I'm a pitching guy. I love watching guys who throw hard, get strikeouts, and that's what he does. So for this year, 29 games, 4 starts, 3.05 ERA, 2.19 FIP, 34% strikeout rate, only 8% walk, 0.7 home runs per nine, which are really good. As I said, one of my favorite relievers in baseball. The chase and whiff rates are off the charts. He gets a lot of whiffs, forces a lot of chases. The thing I've been most impressed with, typically guys like this are going to walk a lot more guys. His 8% walk rate isn't like crazy low, but like for the type of pitcher he is, that's right where you want him to be at, where he's still getting a lot of chase, still getting a lot of whiff, but he's not walking a ton of guys. He's being respectful with it. The arsenal is awesome. Like a very cut ride fastball, and then plays a 12-6 curveball off of it. So they look similar out of the hand, and it tunnels them very well off each other. Has like a shorter gyro slider that he bridges in between the two pitches. That also gets a lot of whiff for him. And then I like his like sinker. He's been using a lot to righties this year. I think he might need to use it a little bit more. I like that pitch, kind of like a change of pace pitch to keep the righties off his fastball a little bit. And then like some of the stuff, like the hard hit rate hasn't been great this year. He struggled a little bit more versus right-handed hitters than he has left-handed hitters. Against the lefties, pretty much on fastball, curveball. He's mixing more to righties. I think maybe a little bit more use of the sinker to righties, and then use the fastball like later in counts to get whiffs. Using the sinker a little bit more and using it early in counts against righties could help him out a lot. But as you said, I think he's one of the best relievers in baseball. I'm going to be honest. And like I think the role I kind of see for him is like if you look at Louis Varland right now for the Blue Jays, not really like a true closer, but like a high leverage guy in like the 7th, 8th, 9th that they put him in the biggest spot and he gets 3 to 6 outs. I think that can kind of be a really good Grant Taylor role.
Jay,
I'm not going to lie. That just made my day. That literally just made my fucking day. I love the bullpen aspect of baseball because the game is shortened. Like you can, it's like a football team driving down to get the game winning field goal. Like we can't fuck this up type of thing. And when the Blue Jays bring Louis Varland in the game, that's it. Like it's just bookend. It's winning time. And for Grant Taylor to be mentioned, in the same conversation when it's winning time, Gonzo, I don't think we got the graphic, but we seen the numbers of Sir Anthony closing games versus Grant Taylor closing games. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with you. I feel like if you're gonna pitch him in the high leverage as a reliever, why don't just pitch him in the highest leverage when he's had the most success? Like just make him Louis Varland, Mason Miller. throw him when the game is on the line, wherever you feel, because Louis Varland hasn't just pitched exclusively in the ninth. He hasn't been exclusively in the eighth. If Rob Schneider feels like the game is at hand right now in the seventh inning with one out, I'm bringing Louis Varland in. That's just it. I feel like what Will's doing right now is taking a little bit of steam out the engine, because you've seen what he looked like yesterday after a week's rest, right? When he's sat in the bullpen for a week, it wasn't crisp. Like a lot of people talk about pitches having hair, right? It didn't have hair. Jackson, when's the last time you played like baseball?
High school. So 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago.
You're a right-handed hitter?
Yeah.
So you know what it feels like when a right-handed pitcher runs that fastball up and in tight on you.
Not fun.
It's not fun at all. Even if you're looking for it, get it, that's going to be a very uncomfortable swing.
Yeah.
So what Grant Taylor sinker's doing is stealing me a strike, an uncomfortable swing, because that pass that they're going to put on that 1-0 sinker or that 0-1 sinker up and in the right-handed hitters, it's just going to be a foul ball. It's going to be a useless strike that I could use, and now I'm dropping this hammer on you. Especially since it's been on that up plane, I'm going to drop that hammer, that 12-6 on you, change your eye level, and how you flailing at something that's a pitch that's probably 58 feet. 58-footer is what they call it. I love Grant Taylor, Gonzo. I'm not going to lie, bro. Like, the fact that he literally pitches out of the windup as a reliever, like, I love that shit. Like, I'm coming to get you. I am the boogeyman. And in Spanish, they call it the cucuy. Like, he's a monster.
It's a very delicate innings load with Grant. But Jay, you mentioned it. Like, I feel like the stats show that if he's given a role from the beginning, we would see I think the absolute best of him right now.
That's not just like a closer title or setup title. The role, the leverage. Give him the highest leverage.
And that's just where I'm at right now. I'm like, I feel like, and this conversation of that graphic you brought up, I just feel like this conversation is not all on Will. I think the front office plays a lot into this conversation between Getz and Will. And I think let me just make this clear. I think Will's doing a hell of a job with the culture. But some of the managerial decisions during the game, I don't think should be solely based on him, because there's a lot of Getz in his ear after each day going into each game of how he wants things to be handled.
I can see that.
So while I'm saying this to say is that I think Will needs to essentially man up at the end of the day until Getz to say, hey, let me.
You're not going to tell my manager to man up.
I'm going to need him to man up and tell Getz to allow him to have some rope and allowing him to do what he needs to do to continue to get the most out of this roster. Because I feel like we've seen a lot of situations where I feel like it's more front office lean decisions than it is the manager.
That's Major League Baseball now.
It is, but that's where I feel like the difference of managers of how it used to be versus now. I lean towards the managers, having the ride or die on them than the front office, because at the end of the day, the coaches are going to be the ones getting all the hate. It's not the front offices. Like if something happens, in the World Series, like the Rays did a couple of years ago with Blake Snell, it was on the manager. It wasn't on the front office. So again, I want to see it. I want to see some more Will doing, having the ride or die on him.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I love what he's doing with that culture and, right now. And I think a lot of what we've seen is not only the front office stuff, but a lot of failed execution by the players. I think we need to have a standard here. So again, I was rambling on a lot about Grant, but let's shift it to our next arm here, Justin. and that is Davis Martin. Jackson, take it away on what we've seen with the guy that has a 6-pitch mix, and I want you to tell us your thoughts from an outsider.
Yeah, really good story. 14th round pick in 2018. Just kind of worked his way up the minors. Had a decent year last year, first time as a full-time starter. And this year, 29 years old, is fully broken out. 15 starts, 3.18 ERA, 2.93 FIP, 24% strikeout, just 6% walk, 0.62 home runs per 9, all elite numbers. He's just been attacking hitters, but getting whiffs and chases at a pretty good rate for a starter, which is pretty great to see. The K to walk ratio has been awesome. And I love a guy with a deep 6-pitch mix. He attacks hitters in so many different ways. He can use their own weaknesses against them, throws different pitches to different sides of the plate, different pitches to different batters. I love the way he attacks hitters. He's been getting hit a little bit harder than it seems. And there's some like the xFIP and the expected ERA don't like him as much. The hard hit rate's a little high. I think eventually there is a little bit of regression there where I don't think he'll always be around a 3 ERA. I think he's going to live around the 3.5 to 4.2 mark for the rest of his career. I think he can be a very good 2 to 3 starter, but I'm not fully convinced, or I don't fully think he can be that ace of the future. However, I do think this is a guy who can stick in the rotation for a long time.
Let's look at this profile again, because I've never actually seen the Savant page of his in the hot minutes. So again, I see a lot of luck as far as some of the luck goes for the pitcher side of things. But again, with the 6-pitch mix with the whiff rate and chase and the K rate, I mean, it's working for him. And if he keeps this up, he can give you, again, this is an interesting conversation, Jackson, because he's a 29-year-old with control. You're getting the most out of him right now. For me, a year ago, I was saying the same thing about Shane Smith. I would try to flip him if I could. And that's where I'm kind of at right now, because I think we're on that verge of that luck kind of playing out a little bit. Not taking anything against, what he's doing with mixing up those pitches, but I'm a kind of guy that for the value, I want to strike while it's hot, and I'm not sure you can get any better than this. So what's your thoughts from the outside of this?
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree on that at all. I think a trade right now, because I think right now is his peak value. I'm not sure how much more he has above this. Like I said, I think he's going to be a good starter for a long time, but I don't see him like really ever eclipsing where he is at right now long term. So I think trading him right now, especially with how much control he has, I think you could get a pretty decent haul for him and continue to kind of rebuild that like elite farm system that y'all have had, kind of continue to rebuild that as you go on and as you keep promoting guys up. It definitely wouldn't be a bad move to move him right now for sure.
I do want to, before I let Jay answer this, but I'm kind of at that point where even if you did, I'm not saying they should do it, but let's just say they make a bold move and give up some of asset accumulation that they have for like an ace out there, right? Yeah. I don't think that gets them over the top. That truly threads the needle. I mean, let's just say I'll throw out Logan Webb, right? Or Joe Ryan, right? You get a legit guy in there. If Davis Martin is that guy's backup, I don't think you're going to win a postseason series with him following him. So I would rather max out value. Don't get me wrong. I would still trade for like a controllable arm that fits this window. That might not be an ace, but at the same time, I want to get that value for him and truly keep building this. Jay, what do you got to say about Davis Martin? Oh, I forgot to add your little movement chart here. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, asshole. No, I mean, what I like about Davis Martin is he gives hitters a lot to think about, a lot of the plate to cover. The changeup, I mean, 90-mile-per-hour changeup from a guy that's only topping out at like 95. So you can imagine what type of arm side run we're looking at there. My favorite pitch from Davis Martin to be honest with you, and he doesn't throw it that much, is that over the top curveball. Because once he has both sides of the plate covered and he got the baseball moving in both different directions, glove side and arm side, he just literally drops the hammer down and just gets hitters just digging into the strike zone vertically, to where you got hitters swinging at baseballs that are hitting the top of home plate just because they feel like they have to cover that out of instinct. And you guys were talking, I hate the part where we get to talking about like good players being traded off the White Sox. Like that's the worst conversation I could have in podcasting, because I want all the good players to stay on the team. But I'm looking at Davis Martin right now, and if I'm going to retool the farm, because I don't think you're going to get a return on a player that can help you probably win a wild card or win a division. But what if you holler at the Yankees and say, all right, you want Davis Martin? You could give me Spencer Jones or Jason Dominguez, your pick. I don't know. Before I offhand, I don't know how many options those guys have, because that's the key. Because if they're out of options, I'm not going to risk running a deal like that for those two when they're going to be waiver wire babies anyway. But at the end of the day, the ceiling is still there, and you're striking while the iron's hot. So if the Yankees do accept that trade, you're getting Jason Dominguez while he's healthy and hitting the baseball pretty well now. On top of, I mean, Spencer Jones I've seen a lot of bad Spencer Jones the last couple of years, minor leagues and major leagues. I know this is his first year, but we got a guy named George Wolkow, and I want to see how that species of player fits what we're trying to build first before I can make a decision on Wolkow. If trading Davis Martin can get me those answers faster, then fine, I'll do it. Because you got to think, Gonzo, we trade Davis Martin, all that's going to do is get Sean Newcomb and a couple other guys more starts. That's all that's going to do. We got arms in the minor leagues to where we don't need to figure out who's going to cover these innings. We literally got a platoon of arms ready to cover that situation. And I'm not talking about just fucking McDougal or Ben Peoples. Like, we got other arms out there that could give us some serious run if we want to make a move like that.
I think there's a lot of arms have assessments on, but I'm not sure there's a lot of quality innings from those arms. But at the same time, I think it's a worthy.
It's half a season. You're not making this decision in April. You're going to be making this decision in mid-August.
And I want to see. I want to see it now than next year, when it's going to matter more next year than it is for a half season right now. I think you can get better upside value, more ceiling elsewhere than the Yankees for at least those two outfielders.
On the position player side, though, like what are you thinking about?
I would say, with what you're saying, I mean, I would probably focus on the outfield, because that's where we're kind of missing some depth right now.
That's the only place we could stockpile right now. We're full of infielders. I mean, how many more catchers do you want?
Yeah. So, but again, outfielders, I would probably shift elsewhere. But we'll say that for another show, because we have a whole month till the trade deadline.
I forgot.
Last but not least, the guy that should be our first $100+ million player that's going to be extended. Guy that should be coming off the IR in beginning of July.
Are you serious? You're changing tune right now?
Munetaka Murakami. I've been waiting all fucking show. I've been waiting all show for Jackson to piss himself on some Mooney bombs. So, Jackson, take it away, man. Take it away.
Yeah, Murakami is one of the best MPB hitters in history. And his free agency just kind of didn't go as planned. A lot of people got scared with the whiff, scared with the strikeout. But it turns out if you can hit home runs, it doesn't matter what language you're speaking or what country you're in. Hitting home runs is hitting home runs.
He speaks tater.
He is basically the exact type of player we all kind of thought he was going to be. This year's hit 240, 378, 560 slug, 20 home runs, just 4 doubles, which is just awesome. Love that. 33% strikeout rate, 18% walk rate. And I mean, like I said, he's the exact type of player we thought he was going to be. Power number is unreal. 59% hard hit, 21% barrel. The bat speed's awesome. This guy's going to hit minimum 25 plus home runs a year, probably 30, 35 plus every year, if we're being honest. He's also showed ability to avoid chase, and the walk rate, 18%. That's what makes him good right now, is on top of the power. Average isn't going to be great, but he's getting on base at a very high clip. And the defense at first base has been league average, which, I mean, that's kind of what you'd take right now. The questions, he strikes out a lot, he whiffs a lot. Again, but I think that's just the type of hitter he is. It's always going to be high, but the 30, 35 plus home runs you're going to take. Again, this is like a Schwarber type player. That's the comparison I'm giving for him. Like, he's going to hit 240, but he's also walking a lot, like very Kyle Schwarber-esque. Where like 378 on base with a 240 batting average is awesome. Like, you're going to take that every time. Like, this is the type of player that you wanted when you were signing him, is a guy who might strike out a lot. He might whiff a lot.
Why is his savant so red? What the fuck? Like, I mean, and Jackson, to your point, he's been exactly as advertised.
Yes, you knew what you were getting. You knew he was going to strike out. You knew he was going to whiff, but you also knew that the pop was unbelievable, and he's going to walk a little bit to balance it out. Like, he's going to swing as hard as he can. The ball's going to leave the yard a lot. You knew you were getting. You're getting Kyle Schwarber. Congratulations, you got Kyle Schwarber. Have fun.
So what? I guess. Again, I've seen. Do they have the comps? Yeah, we do have the Japanese comp up here. And again, that wasn't even the most updated one I've seen. Where I've seen the actual updated one out there has better numbers than Ohtani at this point. So again, what could he work on, Jackson? I know I threw up the page, so obviously the K is there. But is there anything else on that hitting profile that you think that he, can only make him a more complete hitter? What stands out for him to work on moving forward to even remain at that level that he's at?
Like I said, the Ks and walks, or the Ks and whiffs, have not been great. But like, my issue with him changing that and getting better is him changing the type of hitter he is. Like, I don't want him to go out there and be like, hey, we want you to get your foot down early and like try to fight with two strikes. Like, if what's working for him right now is working, then I think he's already kind of at the peak of the type of hitter he is. To come out like full, like Aaron Judge type, one who has the power, but also like doesn't strike out as much, his whiff isn't as good. Like, he would need to kind of transform into the type of hitter I'm not sure that he's capable of. I think he's kind of at the peak of the hitter that he is, that like Schwarber type hitter. Or like I think like right now 59% of his at bats are strikeout, walks, or home runs. Like, that's awesome. I love it. It's fun.
So essentially what we're trying to say here is just give him more time at the MLB level to truly develop and, get more consistency with, that discipline side of it, seeing more pitches, being able to hone in on, that pitch that he wants to drive. No, I love it. Love it, Jackson. I should have asked you, or I should have maybe gave you another side assignment with giving me what AAV we might be seeing potentially with an extension. Like, is there any comps? I know we threw out Schwarber, but I just feel like, as much as how easy it is to discuss that type of deal with, talk about Schwarber, but I just feel like the front office and, agent side of this is going to be looking at first baseman, with those contracts. So is there anything that maybe lines that we might not be thinking about as far as the extension goes for that group of first base?
For reference, Schwarber signed 5 years, 150 this past offseason. That was at age 33. He'll be 33 this year. Munetaka, I believe he has one more year after this year, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so he'll be a free agent going into his age 28 season. I think the AAV is going to be around the 35. If he obviously keeps up production from this year, keeps it up next year. Schwarber, like I said, got $30 million AAV, a little bit older. I could see around the 35 to 40 range for him. I feel like that would make sense in my brain, 30 to 40, somewhere in there. I don't see it going too much higher, but I think 30 to 40 AAV would make sense.
I'm thinking 5-7 years.
Yeah, 5 to 7 years, I would say.
$200 million.
Exactly, like I said, he'll be 28 then. So like even 7 years gets you to 35. And this is the type of archetype of player that's going to age at least somewhat decently. Like, I mean, like we've seen, like Schwarber's 33 right now, and what he's doing this season is pretty unbelievable. Like, if the power's there, the power's also probably going to be there later in the career. He's going to age better than like a center fielder or shortstop that relies on their athleticism a little bit more.
Yeah.
Well, we're at that point of the show, Jackson, that we've talked so much about our White Sox and their progression. It's time to go on the other side of this. The draft progression, Jackson, the draft progression. So before we get into, I think, the more interesting side of this draft with talking about 41, because we've heard a lot of pick 1, but I haven't heard it from your side, your perspective as an outsider, of at least, White Sox Twitter talking about pick 1. I want to hear what you've seen. You're the data guy at the college level. So obviously the consensus for the longest time was a college guy, but we've seen the senior year of Grady Emerson, and we've seen a couple of guys slide in at the end, like a Lackey
Yeah.
and Lombard as well. Where do you sit right now as we are under a month away?
Yeah, from everything I'm reading, it's basically just a 3-horse race. I love Lombard, but if you're going to take high school shortstop, Emerson's the better prospect. Like, I've been flipping in my head who I would take number 1. Like, if you asked me like a week ago, I think I would have said Emerson. But right now, I'm kind of going back to my heart and who I think it should be. I think it's Cholowsky. Like, I'm a huge Rock guy. I was on him before. Like, I loved him before the game. I remember when I was on this pod in December. I was talking to y'all about. I think that was like a week or two after the lottery. And I said, "Congratulations, you got Rock Cholowsky." I don't think you should overthink it. I think you just take the guy. Unreal bat to ball skills, like good power, plate discipline's off the charts. Likely going to be a shortstop at the next level. But again, I think he fits the White Sox plans very well. Just because I think he might be a good second baseman, good third baseman, because you have Colson Montgomery right there. I think Rock would be a really, really good plus defender at second base or third base. And I also think he fits the profile where the White Sox are at, because I don't think the White Sox are a typical team who has a number 1 overall pick. Because typically you see teams with the number 1 overall pick are bad. The White Sox are currently tied for first place in the AL Central. I think Rock can fit. He has a higher floor than Emerson, where I think – at the very least, you're going to get a decent big leaguer with the upside of being an unbelievable big leaguer. With sometimes high school hitters, you don't know as much with what you're getting. I love Emerson a lot. I think he's going to be a really, really good baseball player. But I think what you're getting a little bit more Cholowsky, so I think he should be the pick here. I'm, like I said, really like the player, loved him before the year. I think the White Sox just need to stick with who they had before the year and just take the guy.
Yeah, and I just want to say Merry Rockmas to everybody. I'm not shifting. Jackson, again, I remember that episode the first time you were with us.
There he goes with the hands.
I think it was the week after you. We went a little bit more into that conversation. And Jay, let me see if I actually have, because I know I have the rankings of how I saw it, but like in February. Where is it?
If the White Sox, the Rock Cholowsky is the new version of Bo Bichette, and Rock is a better defender at shortstop than Bo Bichette. He's more fleet of foot, but he can give me Bo's contact skills and run production. Imagine, like we talked about Colson Montgomery, Sam Antonacci, and Murakami. You're gonna need just straight right-handed OPS in that lineup. Like, you don't even need a Gold Glove defender, because I mean, hell, Vargas is just normal at third base and Colson is just overshadowing him. Chase Mydroff, they're getting him starts at shortstop because Colson's at third base, and when Miguel Vargas should be the starting all-star at the all-star game for the American League, right? Like, and he's pushed out the back door low-key. If you add Rock Cholowsky to this equation, I'm talking about July of 2027. Oh my God, the rate is going to be packed. Standing room only.
And that's what we're trying to get to. We need everyone to be patient. Be patient. Let guys continue to do.
No.
You know what we all
What do you
been,
mean be patient?
all been pushing. Because we got people
You know
saying
that
I'm
team
going to
is gonna
trade.
look like
I'm going to
Buffalo
trade.
Bills, Gonzo?
I'm going to trade Caleb Bonner for 2 years of Webb, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, and win a World Series, et cetera, et cetera. How about that?
No,
Yeah,
no.
how about that?
You're not winning World Series if you're trading Caleb Bonner. I just
Stop. I could win a World Series without Caleb Bonner if I got Logan Webb.
Yeah, but you only got Webb for 2 years, so you're saying
So
that
what?
everything needs to develop
Hold
at
on,
a
wait.
rapid pace.
Hold on, wait. Let me ask you a question, Gonzo.
Mhm. Go ahead.
The Chicago White Sox trade Caleb Bonner for Logan Webb, right?
Mhm.
You get that notification. Do you
Yeah.
think Logan Webb starts a playoff game for the White Sox in 2026 if we trade for him?
No.
So we don't make the playoffs even with Logan Webb. That's what you're
No.
saying.
Yes.
Do you
Yes.
think do you see the White Sox making the playoffs today?
No.
You just literally ruined the whole show for me because I thought this was optimistic. My therapist said I'm gonna have fun tonight, and all of a sudden now Gonzo doesn't want us to make the playoffs.
You're having fun tonight because we're talking
How
about
do you know?
we're talking about an organization that is finally doing it the right way.
But we can
And
make.
we're not going to resort. We're not going to resort. We're not going to resort to not allowing the process.
We're not going to resort
develop.
to trading for ace pitchers.
We're not going to waste payroll when we haven't seen it.
How much?
Develop.
He doesn't cost that much. Logan Webb ain't making that much.
I'm not
money.
saying I'm not saying that's too much money, right? But we don't even know what holes we truly have yet. We haven't seen any of this young core right now play a full season of 162 games.
Hold on, wait. Caleb Bonner's not hitting the infield over Miguel Vargas, Colson Montgomery, and Cholowsky, Murakami. That's 4 infielders already.
So you're saying that he's not better defensively at third base than
Vargas. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I got a full infield of Major League Baseball players at the ready right now, including Rock. I'm including Rock. I'm putting all my fucking eggs in one basket. I'm including Rock, and I'm saying my infield is locked. You're going to have to be an all-star to crack my infield for the Chicago White Sox.
And how do you know he's not?
I don't need to.
How do you know any of these players right now currently
I know
are?
Logan Webb is an all-star. I know Logan Webb will get Cy Young votes. This is not James Shields.
So is Logan Webb going to win us the series?
Maybe. You don't know that. Just like you don't know Caleb Bonner is going to win a Silver Slugger Gold Glover in 2031. You don't know that.
I'll take my odds on 5 years of control versus 2 years.
You're fucking sick. You're disgusting.
No, because you're not realizing this. If I want Logan Webb, I can pay for him in free agency. I don't have to waste capital.
But the White Sox don't.
And this is the most important part. You
value.
can buy him. You can buy him at that value when this team is ready.
So you're saying the White Sox aren't ready, so Caleb Bonner is too pricey of an asset to move.
Yes.
All right, cool. Okay, I can at least stomach that. But if Jay Targaryen was in GM mode of the Chicago White Sox 2026, like this is the fucking show,
we're fucked.
No. We're getting Luis Arias and we're getting Logan Webb. I'm letting you know right now. We're getting both of those guys. I would trade for Jung Ho Lee, but Braden Montgomery is the Hall of Fame.
We got so sidetracked. So again,
I'm sorry. What was that?
Back in February, this was the ranking I had, Jackson, after the show after you. I had Cholowsky 1, Grady Emerson 2, and this was when LeBron was going crazy. 3, Braden Montgomery, 4, Cholowsky 5, Grady Emerson 6, Grady Emerson 7, Grady Emerson 8, Grady Emerson 9, Grady Emerson 10, Grady Emerson 11, Grady Emerson 12, Grady Emerson 13, Grady Emerson 14, Grady Emerson 15, Grady Emerson 16, Grady Emerson 17, Grady Emerson 18, Grady Emerson 19, Grady Emerson 20, Grady Emerson 21, Grady Emerson 22, Grady Emerson 23, Grady Emerson 24, Grady Emerson 25, Grady Emerson 26, Grady Emerson 27, Grady Emerson 28, Grady Emerson 29, Grady Emerson 30, Grady Emerson 31, Grady Emerson 32, Grady Emerson 33, Grady Emerson 34, Grady Emerson 35, Grady Emerson 36, Grady Emerson 37, Grady Emerson 38, Grady E Drew Boris at 3, and Justin LeBron at 4, and Cameron Flukie at 5. That was my top 5 back in February. Obviously, you can probably shift Burris and LeBron down the list since then, but I would say 3 of that 5 are probably pretty accurate, that far out. So I like the conversation we had back then and as we did just now. But Jackson, last 2 shows, we talked about pick 41 a little bit. We threw out at that range. And I saw a couple highlights of the combine a little bit since we've had the conversation. But there were 3 names we threw out there. And the first one was Tyler Spangler, the lefty, high school prep out of California, the shortstop. Another California kid that's high school prep with the lefty, Logan Schmidt. And then the last one was, and we saw in the World Baseball Classic, we got super excited because of the father-son combo, and that was right-hander Joseph Contreras. So I want to hear your thoughts, not only on those 3, but with your board that you put together at that range. What can we expect? What are names that we can expect that should be truly had with that selection? I did throw out there that I'm making my assumption that if Landon Tomey doesn't go in the first round, I think, and again, this is the family's decision, but I think he bets on himself and stays or goes to college and allows himself to truly develop another 3 years to go higher and get more money than he will with this slot selection in the second round.
He's going to University of Michigan, right?
No, he's going to Florida. Is it Florida State? Florida.
Okay.
Florida State. Because Jack, essentially, it's the same concept of Jack Bauer last draft, right? And that's a kid that goes to Mississippi State and bets on himself. So, Jackson, go ahead, take it away. This is your money now, because I know you guys have been talking a lot on your platform about it as well. So, go ahead, Jackson, take it away.
Yeah, coincidentally, like this happened pure coincidence. Logan Schmidt's exactly who I have at number 41 on my board. A left-handed pitcher, 17 years old out of high school, like 93, 94, been up to 97, 98. Kind of like a little slurve slider that gets a lot of whiffs on it, shows a decent changeup. From what I've seen on him, I like him. Really, really raw prospect, though. Like I said, just 17. I think the fastball has some work movement-wise from what I've seen that needs to be worked out on. But I like him as a prospect. The other name you mentioned, Spangler, like him too. Don't have him on my top 50, but he was kind of one of those guys like the 51 to 55 range that I did like a little bit. I just favor college guys a little bit on my personal board. So I typically move college guys up a little bit more, and some of the like the low 40s, 50s high school guys down a little bit more, just kind of how I am, my opinion on things. I typically believe those guys are going to commit to college a little bit more.
So otherwise, you like the new proposal of the draft. No, keep going, man. Keep going. I won't fuck with you.
No, you're good. Spangler, though, good player, 6'3", high school shortstop, built really well. Just kind of does everything decently, but nothing awesome. From like the stuff I've read on, like has a pretty good approach to the plate. Knows how to pull the ball a little bit. Like decent runner, but not crazy fast. Potentially can stick at shortstop. If not, like everybody knows the strategy. It's the same thing with like college people recruiting high school. You just get a shortstop and you find a spot for him, whether that be in left field, second base, right field, just find a spot for him. I like Spangler. Contreras, I do like a little bit, but I wanted to bring up my favorite right-handed pitching high school prospect, Caden Weckner. He's number 46 on my board. I think he's my favorite right-handed pitching prospect. He goes to Jesuit High School down in Florida. 92, 94s, reached 95, 97. Throws like 3 or 4 pitches, and just like I've watched some video on him, just like a very fluid, fun motion that just looks very natural, and the ball kind of pops out of his hand.
He commands 4 pitches?
Yeah, commands like he throws like a cutter, throws like a slider, throws a changeup. Obviously, I don't have like a bunch of data on him because a high school guy, but like
Right.
the ability to show 4 pitches at 17, 18 years old is
Right.
pretty
That
impressive.
and that was the nature of my question. Like,
Yeah.
he could get over 4 pitches.
Yeah. And like I said, not just a high school kid. I like Wegner a lot. He's my favorite right-handed pitching prospect in the class. And then a couple, like maybe 2 or 3 college guys to bring up. Ben Blair, he's a right-handed pitcher from Liberty, which is mid-major in Virginia. Like Ben Blair a lot, kind of like a funky 3/4 slot, throws from like right here, and it has like a big sinker, slider, throws a cutter, gets a lot of whiffs. Just he's been a starter for 3 years. I really like the arm. He's number 47 on my board. Really like him.
Lance Brodowski brought him up on the MLB Network, so I'm glad. I was gonna pull that up. That I had that in the bookmarks actually. So I'm glad that you touched on it. Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, I really like Ben Blair. I've seen him pitch a couple times. Just like I said, like sinker arm. If he doesn't work out as a starter, like we see a lot of sinker guys out of the bullpen. I know we were talking about before show Riley O'Brien for my Cardinals, big sinker guy out of the bullpen. I like Ben Blair a lot. Another arm to bring up, another college arm. Ethan, Ethan Kleinschmidt, an Oregon State lefty. Spent 2 years at Oregon State. Has like a run fastball, low to mid 90s, good changeup. Throws like a true cutter. Another just good arm. But from like stuff I'm reading, I think there's likelihood that the White Sox probably go high school here. From the stuff I've seen, from everything I'm hearing, I know you guys think similar things. The 3 guys you sent me were all high school guys. Logan Schmidt would be a very good fit at that spot. We were talking about it on our podcast. We think if Tomey gets there, the White Sox take him, and that we think Tomey would go. Obviously, we're not sure about that. We have Tomey at like 28, 29, 30, 31 on our board. And with high school guys in that spot, they could go 15th or they could go 75th because we really don't know what's going on with the high school kids. Because, like, there's just so many different ways to view them. I could see Tomey falling there and then going after him. Like I said, I think this is a really good draft class. There's a bunch of guys in that 41 range that I think they could have fun with, even some like college outfielders. I know White Sox should be looking for an outfielder. Andrew Williamson, UCF outfielder, could be fun. There's just a lot of different options.
Yeah, because I only sent you some of those targets, the high school prep, because the last 2 drafts in the second round, that's where the Sox went.
Yeah.
Caleb Bonham 2 years ago, Jaden Fauski last year, teammates with Landon. So again, not only have they done that the last 2 years, but you got to think about from the money side of it, right? With how much money of the slot selection at the 1 pick, if it's 11 million of the potential of it, let's just say it goes for 9.5, 10 million, let's just say if it was that, right? That's a lot of money with going there, that first pick. How much would that limit them at 41? It's a worthy conversation because they can save some money with, that high school prep at 41. And then in that 3rd round, maybe you have a little bit more chunk change to play with to top off, top half of that class. But from what we've talked about, Jackson, is there really any college players that you think? I know you brought up the outfielder, but do you feel comfort there for high school players at that range to go over those prep talents?
I feel more comfortable with college players. I feel like you know what you're getting just a little bit more. Obviously, they don't all work out. Like, it's MLB Draft for those who know. Like, it's just so much of a different beast than the other sports draft. I mean, you got 5 levels of minors to work through. I just feel more comfortable with the college guys just because they've seen more talent. They've been through more of a day-to-day baseball grind. So I've always just leaned college guys, but also I really like the strategy of kind of like starting from like 21 down to like 60, like those high school guys in that pick. I just really like going after those guys in that spot. I think there's a bunch of high school guys in this range that make a lot of sense for the White Sox when they can turn around and add a bunch of like junior, senior, college guys later down the draft because typically what happens. But yeah, I think there's a bunch of different ways the White Sox can go here at 41. I just think it's different from like I said, any other sport. Like normally, like a 41 range in the NBA or NFL, there might be 30 or 40 players to consider. There's legitimately probably 100 players the White Sox could consider this pick. Like there could be a guy at 80 on my board that the White Sox like. There could be a guy at 20 on my board that falls all the way to 41. Like the MLB draft is just so interesting how people view players, how players fall, how the money situation all works out.
So as we wrap up this topic, at number 41, Jackson, where do you think where's your money at? Where your mouth is with your board? Do you think it would? Because I've seen that Logan, I know it's just mocks, but I've seen him go a lot higher too. What do you think's the most realistic selection there at the end of the day?
I think it would leaning towards probably a high school. Logan Schmidt does make a lot of sense. Both of the names you sent me would make a lot of sense. Spangler, Contreras. I really like Wegner. He's the guy I brought up, the Florida prep arm. I think all those guys would make sense. And then there's a couple college outfielders. I said Andrew Williamson. He's a UCF outfielder, would make some sense. Peyton Bonds, who is the nephew of Barry Bonds, played at Rutgers this past season, really good athlete. Actually, I think he kind of put on a show at the Combine today. I'm a little bit higher on him than some. That would be a fun pick there. But I think probably a prep shortstop, prep pitcher, or maybe like a college outfielder or college arm would be the best. But if I had to put my money on something, I would say probably a prep arm here.
Okay. Did you feel like Carson or Joseph Contreras is too high there, or do you think that's about right at that range?
Maybe a little too high, but like 57 is where he's at on the MLB website. I would probably put him around the same spot, but 57 to 41 in terms of the MLB draft is not a big reach. There's a real world where some teams have him maybe at 35 on their board, some teams have him at 80 on their board. I wouldn't say 41 is a really big reach for him. So no, not at all.
Did you say who's the other arm, high school arm? It was a Carson. You said what?
Wegner, Caden Wegner. Yeah.
Caden Wegner. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, out of that range, is there anyone in particular you've actually seen a lot of in person?
Not really, coincidentally. Ben Blair's the one I know the most about. One of our pitchers here, played high school with him. I've watched him pitch a lot, just not in person, I've just watched him pitch a lot, period. I don't know. I really like mid-major guys. That's where I'm at. I love mid-major guys. I just think they have a certain grit about them that maybe the Power 5 guys don't have. And Ben Blair's stuck at Liberty for 3 years, which is really rare to see nowadays. I mean, he was a 3-year starter there. We probably could have gotten close to $1 million for into the portal. He stuck there for 3 years. I think he's about to get paid in the draft. I think that'd be a really fun pickup for the White Sox, kind of a guy if he turns out as a starter, good, could be a really good reliever. I would say Blair's probably one of this range that I know the most about and have watched the most for sure.
I was just about to say about your boy Ben Blair. You think of Jim Johnson, a guy who started one game in his career with that heavy sinker, right? Outside of that, he had back-to-back 50-save seasons for the Orioles. Ben has worked exclusively out the bullpen, right?
No, he's a starter.
So he's a starter now.
Yeah, he's a starter right now. Yeah.
So, and you think he's going to be a starter going forward from what you've seen?
I think that he's going to get the chance to be a starter going forward, but I could see a world where his arsenal ends up playing better out of the bullpen. But like I said, he's been out of mid-majors. He's been a starter for the past 3 years at the same school, and funky 3/4 slot sinker guy.
That's why I said Jim Johnson, because even though Jim he had 98 in the gun, but that funky short low 3/4 getting that run on that running fastball arm side, I know Ben Blair has gave hitters uncomfortable at bats. That's why he's been able to be a starter, because he's getting so many outs efficiently, quick, boom. That's what those sinker ballers do. And what people don't understand, we live in a world where velocity is king. I want if I got a good running fastball, I would rather run my fastball a couple more inches arm side than increase the mile per hour for, because once it straightens out, it's gonna get timed and it's gonna get back flipped. Like, I don't want my shit to get back flipped. So I would rather have the movement, get it uncomfortable at bat. Hey, you've seen Ben Blair get guys out easy, just with exit velocities of 45 miles per hour off the bat, just because he has that low 3/4 running fastball. He can make a living in this league.
Yeah. Agreed, for sure.
Well, Jackson, you've been more than gracious with your time with us tonight, going 90 minutes with us talking about the White Sox. One of these times we'll have to come on your show, me and Jay,
Logan
and
Schmidt. Remember the name.
give you 90 minutes of baseball talk on your platform. As we wrap it up with you, Jackson, go ahead and give our audience, essentially where they can find you to see your stuff, and also let us know if you got anything coming up here to look forward to on your platform that you got coming out.
Yeah, so my personal Twitter, Jackson Scudder, JScud23. I do a lot of like draft analysis, MLB analysis, talk about pretty much all forms of baseball, college baseball on there. And I work for Baseball Unstitched podcast. You can find us wherever you find your podcast. Also Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. And our Twitter is very big. That's where me and Gonzo met, was on Twitter through all that. Go check us out on there for sure. Right now, we're going through our big board of the draft. We released 30 through 21 today, actually, going through that over the next 2 or 3 weeks. If you're interested in draft stuff a lot, I would recommend listen to those podcasts, Baseball Unstitched, and then my personal Twitter, JScud23.
I totally did not even I don't think I realized you had TikTok.
Yeah, Baseball Unstitched. Yeah, we do have TikTok. I personally do not. I do not run that. Not a TikTok guy, but we do have TikTok.
All right, I gotta see if I actually was following you. Unstitched.
I regret to inform
that.
you, Gonzo, that Jackson here posted about Logan Webb having one of the best starts of the year against the Cubs on the 14th. And you don't want to trade for that.
I'm a big Logan Webb guy. I have been for a while.
Me too.
Another sinker guy. Exactly.
Hey, I'm telling you, it's no coincidence, Jackson. Give me the arm side run over everything. Make
I don't want to make this uncomfortable, but
oh my God.
Do you see the name in there?
But all right.
Logan Webb. I'm talking
about
the guy that actually drafted him in Dynasty 2 years ago, Jay, when I knew how much of a freak he was with quality starts back then. So I don't want to hear anything about me knowing the value of Logan Webb. But when it comes to,
I don't think he's good enough for my
when it comes to championships in the timeline, I'm not going to give up my top ceiling guy for 2 years of him.
He's not the top ceiling guy.
Rock
organization.
Rock Cholowsky's your top ceiling guy in your organization.
He's one of them.
No, but you're saying the. So Caleb Bonnemer is the crown jewel of the Chicago White Sox.
At this current moment, yes. We haven't drafted Rock yet, Jay.
Is
so
it
at
inevitable?
This current moment, okay. When that happens, Jay, I'll say Rock is a crown jewel. But at this very moment, it's Caleb.
Okay. And he has value in the market.
He does. But who do you need more to win a championship? Premium position players or an ace?
An ace. Next question.
Really?
Yeah.
So, all right, Jackson, I want to hear your thoughts. Since we've already gone this far into the conversation, right? Who do you need to win a championship? Who do you need to win a championship? A premium position player or an ace?
I think it's easier to find more premium position players. I think you need the ace more, in my opinion. I think it's easier to replace a premium position player if you can go get an ace. I think you should go get an ace.
So when you're talking about the Chicago White Sox, it's easier to find premium position players than aces.
No, that's not fair because we don't develop hitters.
Well, shit. And you want to trade them away.
No, but who said?
Oh,
Caleb
my
Bonner's
God.
He
Fuck,
hasn't done
man.
anything for the Chicago White Sox.
And you want to risk it regardless.
It's not a risk. I know Logan Webb's
So
name.
you want to redo this trade of
You're holding my boy hostage.
getting a guy
no
called
further questions.
James Shields,
Hit my
a
lawyer
comparable
up. Talk
arm.
to my lawyer, Kenny Williams.
and giving away a Tatis profile.
Talk to my lawyer, Reggie Sanders.
All right. We've ranted so much on this show. Jackson, thank you so much for doing your hard work for the Chicago White Sox. You're the best.
You're the best.
Jay's not going to get Logan
That's
Webb
my
either
line.
on my dynasty team. Jackson, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, appreciate you having me on, boys. I'll see y'all later.
Deuces. Alrighty. Jay, you're giving me a headache. You're giving me a headache.
Because this is not fair. This is literally not fair. It's not fair. Because you're making it fucking seem like I'm not recognizing the talent that Caleb Bonner has. No.
You're not realizing that you're not only giving up that player, that value of that player, but you're doing it all because of what? Because you think we're going to win in the next 2 years.
It'll be no. See, that's where
but you have to to make that move. You would have to win in the next 2 years.
I'm glad this is still recording. Come on, ask me.
I just did.
No, the reason I'm making that trade for Logan Webb, number one, is because I know it'll be easier to win whatever the fuck with an ace, knowing that the White Sox don't develop hitters. I don't trust the organization.
Obviously, you need an ace, but at the end of the day, to win that championship, you're going to need at least 3 premium position players. How many do we have right now?
I got Colson Montgomery, Miguel Vargas, Murakami.
So you think all 3 of those are legit premium position players?
I think they're 800 to 930 OPS guys on the regular.
Okay.
That's it.
Let's see where they're at come the end of the season.
Okay. And I can't wait to cross that fucking bridge with you. But you're not gonna bully me into not believing that Logan Webb doesn't make this team better. And I already think it's a playoff team.
I didn't say it doesn't make the team better.
I think we're a playoff team. I think Logan Webb takes us further.
Okay. So do we
Logan Webb?
So you're saying we're making the playoffs without him?
Yes.
Okay. We will cross that bridge at the end of the season. I'm not saying he doesn't make the White Sox better. He obviously does. But I don't think he's the final piece you need to win a championship.
Okay. But I want it to be easier to win a division. I want it to be easier to give my guys the idea of a championship. Logan Webb does that.
And for the next window that Getz is creating, what I'm saying is it's not easier giving up that premium position player to win a championship.
I can't guarantee the White Sox will develop Caleb Bonner to where he's playing in our robes.
I can't guarantee that they can develop him either, but it also can't be guaranteed that trading him away, getting Logan Webb will get you a World Series championship in the next 2 years.
Okay. As a team that hasn't won a championship since 2005, putting that on Caleb Bonner's shoulder,
it's not putting it on his shoulder. That's giving me more time to build that sustainability.
No, you don't need time. Your entire infield is under the age of 27.
Oh, you need plenty of time because you have to develop not only in the minors, but at the major league level. What do you mean no? We just saw the last rebuild failed because of that. Because we rushed it.
The last rebuild didn't have players that was addicted to baseball.
Yeah, and it's unknown yet if we have those yet.
What?
We need to see this through a whole season.
Colson Montgomery has been playing baseball his entire life. Sam Antonacci his entire life. Miguel Vargas.
Not at the major league level for a full season.
But still, they have baseball principles. Luis Robert was an 800 OPS TikTok star punching fake people with pink gloves. Yohan Moncada, out of respect for one of my favorite players in franchise history, I'm not even going to go there. Tim Anderson.
No, I think obviously I feel like they're heading in the right direction, but I'm not going to rush that for the unpredictable right now.
Logan Webb doesn't rush it.
That does rush it because again, you're trading away Caleb whether he's your
trading away a prospect,
your top talent in this organization, or your second.
He's not
highest
the top talent.
That's why I just said if you're going to put him as the second behind Rock, regardless, those two guys are top talent that you want to build with.
I'm letting you know right now.
At least I want to build with. I know you want to trade them away, but
102 minutes on this podcast right now. I'm letting you know right now. I got 10% worth of battery on the iPad. Let's give me the top 5 most talented White Sox in order in the organization. Your opinion, Gonzo. The top 5 talented players in the White Sox organization.
We're going to save that for next show.
No.
Because you've got 10% battery left, and we got a schedule to go through and picks to click.
Question. That's an easy question.
And we're going to answer that next show. So I'm going to write it down. But
I'm going to email HR.
We got the series finale tomorrow at home.
Are we going for a sweep?
Yes, we're going for a sweep.
We took 2 out of 3 from the Tribe, Gonzo.
Eric Fetty versus Tanner Beebe.
We beat Parker and Gavin Williams. Those 2 all-star pitchers for the American League.
I don't want to go over the top yet because I want to see.
We're getting there.
I want to see our boys beat those guys in Cleveland.
It doesn't fucking matter. You beat them when they're on the schedule, Gonzo.
Yes, but
Gonzo.
What worries me is right now is a home and away. Because it hurts.
Am I right?
Again, I was so happy with the series wins versus the Phillies, the Braves, and the Dodgers. And then right where I'm like, all right, we're seriously serious, right? I'm like, I'm getting there. I'm like, oh my God, not only are we ahead of the game, I think I'm on the verge of like, maybe we actually can take this couple more months of like seriously having that conversation of postseason. And then we go to New York and we go to Detroit and we get absolutely bamboozled. But then we come back to home. We come back to home. And now I'm on my high horse.
They caught me off guard.
Yeah. So before we get predictions of tomorrow, we wrap up the weekend at home still versus the Royals. Friday's looking like we've got undecided. It's going to be a bullpen game for us probably, but Kolek to start.
Hey, Kolek got rocked his last start.
Yeah, he's a dicey guy right now. Waka versus Davis Martin on Saturday.
That's good battle of the changeups right there.
Sunday, K versus Avila. We're gonna go live next week. We'll probably go live Monday or Tuesday night, but we're gonna open up the series on the road on Monday in Baltimore. The Monday game's looking like Burke versus Baez. So versus bias. All right. This is what Gonzo's.
I'm not going to lie. You better not be talking about Shane Baz for the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm calling HR on you. That's it, bro.
So this is what we're at right now. We're going to sweep the division at home while we're on hiatus. And then we're going to open up the victory on the road on Monday. We're on what's called a winning streak going into next show. Before I get into allowing you to predict what's going to happen, if you agree with my prediction, Royals, it's actually an interesting team because even though I do think we're going to sweep them.
No Bobby Witt. Remember
that's not this. Has that been confirmed?
Yeah.
I thought he's
either
expected.
Way, you're going into it with Bobby's banged up and Michael's banged up.
Yeah. I hope he's out of the lineup. Let's just say that. But Caglione is starting.
You got him in fantasy. Is that you being facetious or?
No, because it said today that the scans that he took yesterday were actually negative, and it's looking like he's going to make the lineup tomorrow. But regardless, Caglione starting to show
he's
himself.
Been on fire for about a month.
And so has Carter Jensen. Remember the last time we talked about the Royals, I said those two guys, once they turn it around, it's going to have me. I'm not worried about the series at home, but I think the Royals going forward, I think they're going to turn it around.
Be a problem.
They're going to be a problem in the second half. But regardless, I think we're going to take care of business at home versus them. And then I said the Orioles again. Gunnar, bro, he's just so unpredictable what you're going to see out of that, not only Gunnar, but that team right now. But Jay, give me your predictions. Let me know what profiles out there are you interested as far as the opposing side goes.
The Royals series is going to be tough because, like you said, we got a hot Caglione. Michael Massey has been nails, and the Royals bullpen with Alec Lang has really settled down. It was very volatile with Lucas Ursich being the primary closer with no Estevez, but they've settled down as of late. So with the Royals, it's cliche, but you want to go into every seventh inning with the lead. You don't want to be trying to claw back because they got a lot of scrappy guys. They've been creating runs. Like they beat the shit out of Tampa tonight. Like Cags hit 2 bombs. Him and Lofton went back to back one time. So it's just been a pain in the ass to play the Royals. But I do think the White Sox win 2 out of the 3 because, for lack of a better term, like we're just the better team. The Royals aren't featuring the starting pitching that we have. They don't have a Grant Taylor. Need I say more? That Orioles series after the weekend that starts on that Monday, Gonzo, I'm afraid. I'm petrified because you open this little monologue with Gunnar Henderson being unpredictable. I agree with you. But what if we get good Gunnar Henderson? What if we get good Pete Alonso? Peter. Colton Cowser has been absolutely outstanding. The same stretch of baseball that Caglione has been good. You see that, right?
Yeah, I'm looking
at Ryan Helsley has been, he hasn't been good. You got to knock the rust off, but he is healthy and he's a weapon that's bringing Rico Garcia back into the high leverage setup role. It's always easier for a team to figure out innings when that closer comes back and that setup man has to stop working full time. Shane Baz is a quality start merchant. Like the underlying metrics aren't going to be there on his behalf. He gives up a lot of hard contact and he walks a bunch, but he gets quality starts. Usually when starting pitchers get quality starts, they win. So
Usually.
yeah, but we got our hands full. Sweeps are hard. We're going to have to sweep the Tribe, beat the shit out of the Royals, and then spin the block. Are we at Camden Yards Monday? Yeah.
Yep.
So we go down to the wire. Like, we literally got to pull up expecting to cut a deal with Stringer Bell Monday morning.
Mm-hmm.
That's sick.
Yeah. What's your conclusion with the first game one, Camden?
Who's pitching for us?
Burke. Who's been nails?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie.
That's why I said usually quality starts are good.
Hey, hello. I understand, Gonzo. Sean Burke got me tweeting some nasty shit on the internet right now. After that Yankees game, oh my god! Like, we seen Sean Burke's swagger, because a lot of those called strike threes, we seen a little bit of strut off the mound. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm him. And his curveball is his best pitch. So if he's feeling good about that heater like he was tonight, SpaghettiOs. That's what we call a winning streak, Gonzo.
Yep. So how I hear it,
he's probably put in a stopper situation his last two starts, and he's answered the call.
Mm-hmm. So how I hear it from you, we sweep Cleveland. I say we sweep the Royals. You say we at least take 2 of 3.
I say 2 or 3. Waka's going to be tough.
Okay. It's possible. Regardless, though, we both got series victories there at least. And then we both of us, right? Game 1 wins in Camden.
Yeah. No, yeah, we bat flipping Shane Baz shit, or Baz, as you say.
Man, the names always get me. All right. Jay picks the click.
Fuck.
I know. Slavko, that one's actually a legit victory because again, Antonacci came down the order from that. So
oh my god.
Kudos to Slavko. After the Father's Day he had, that's a major victory plus right there, man. You get a really good first Father's Day, and then you win pick to click to extend your lead. Slavko is on a roll right now.
You don't have to say that on the show. Like, you could have just said, Happy Father's Day, Slavko, 1 pick to click, yada, yada, yada. Everybody go home happy with no details and no remorse.
Oh, man. At least Gonzo's been shedding the good light, man, because I could really be having...
I can't tell.
I could give him some more gray hairs, but I'm going to save that for when he comes back out of retirement. So Slavko with Antonacci off the board is going with Miguel Vargas. Is it even worth? Let's just end the show. All right, everybody, good night. All right, Jay, go ahead. Take it away.
I thought you said good
next.
night. No. Miguel Vargas is off the board. You know what? Give me Colson Montgomery. We're not going to play with you. You're not sending him back down. He's going to figure it out and hit another 3 to 5 home runs this week. Colson Montgomery getting me back on the board with picks to click. We're stopping Slavko's streak. He's not going to keep doing this.
I'm going to go with the 8-ball here. I'm going to go with the guy that just came back off the IR, and that's my boy that I'm extending. Kyle Teel, Mr. Extension. Come on, man. Get the boy the money.
Mr. Extension. So wait, I'm going to go with the boy that just came off the IR, Mr. Extension. So he's coming off the IR, winning you pick to click, and the White Sox going to announce an extension.
I'll cry, man.
No. That's too much going on. You don't need that much good fortune in your life.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. I don't need it. OJ, let's give
Wait.
OJ Braden, since he's been talking a lot of smack about Braden Montgomery.
Wow, nobody picked my twin, Junior Perez. Color me shocked.
Oh man. Are you gonna say it or me? You said it in the chat.
What?
Why Slapko won't choose.
No, shut up. I wish he was here right now.
Yeah, I do too. One of these days, Natalia's gonna be smooth sailing to bed, and then we're gonna get an opportunity for me to see some more gray hair from Slavko. Alrighty.
Shut up.
Picks to click is Slavko going with Vargas. Jay, you're going with Colson. I'm going Kyle Teel. OJ's going Braden Montgomery.
Wait, time out. How come Braden Montgomery gets his whole name? Like everybody else is Vargas, Colson, Teel, Braden Montgomery.
I got to decipher between the Montgomerys. One gets.
Are you serious? You
full
can't say B
pronunciation.
Montgomery. You didn't even put Colson Montgomery. You just put Colson. So you can't put Braden?
That's how I decipher between them.
Wow. B. Dot
I
Montgomery.
got biasism on the Montgomery.
Stop it. I'll get you canceled.
All right, Jay, take it away. It's that time to wrap this up. Shout out time, Jay. Go ahead.
Oh boy, this is going to be a long one. Got to give a shout out to the Geminis. Gemini season for me, end of May, early June, has been absolutely fantastic. I did a lot of partying, worked my ass off. Like I've done everything I've wanted to do in life this early June. So the Geminis told me this was a time of plenty, and they were right. So early June, people, anybody celebrating a birthday from May 23rd to June 21st or 22nd, whatever the hell you guys in. No, I'm not. I decided not to include you by name, Gonzo. So everybody except Gonzo, shout out to you guys. It's been a great summer. Celebrating your accomplishments, your life anniversary. Just reasons to have positive energy for the day. And Gemini's done that this season. So shout out to the Geminis. Part 2, gotta give a shout out to the dads. Father's Day. If you're a baseball guy, Father's Day is really important. We got OJ, we got Slavko, who's the rookie dad of the group. We already know he's going to be a great dad, very responsible, resourceful human being. He's going to take care of his family. Like Gonzo, I'm happy for all of these guys with a little bit more gray in their beard, and not crying too much about the White Sox. I hope they had a good Father's Day. It's been a good season to this point. My late father, Yusef, is the reason why, one of the reasons why I'm a White Sox fan. I grew up in White Sox robe since I was a child. So we get to look back and reflect all the people that, made us who we are, all the fingerprints that, the father figure has put on us. Even my best friend, Macario, his late father, Macario Sr., he's the reason I got into playing baseball. Like I love this sport so much. Like my dad is the reason I love the White Sox, but my best friend's father is the reason why I love the sport of baseball, playing the sport. And, as guys, we grow up, especially in Chicago, we need to gravitate towards leadership, understand and recognize good leadership. When somebody's trying to, save your life or put you in better position to succeed, 9 times out of 10, it's a male figure. So, yeah, happy Father's Day to those guys too. We're human. We'll never stop growing mentally, emotionally. So if there are people out there that want to give you sound advice, to give you how could I say, an experience to lean on and learn on, you know, uh, heed their warnings, listen to the positive stuff we got to say. Most of the time, I say happy Father's Day to people that give me sound advice and do just that. I've been a recipient of some good advice, good people in my circle, a good brand of leadership. That's the key, Gonzo. Leadership. Happy Father's Day to all the men that provide good leadership in one way or another, because that's what makes the world run. That's what you can pass down, leadership. That's what we're trying to do here. Um, you got me emotional, Gonzo. Why do you always be giving me the shout outs when you know I'm gonna get worked up? I'm already light skinned. I'm the color of the wall, for Christ's sake. And now you got me giving a shout out to all the dads, because god damn it, they make the world a better place and made it what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, shout out the dads watching right now in the chat. We appreciate all of you. And while I'm on that side of it, I'm gonna shout out my father, um, who is actually recovering from hip surgery. So yeah, he's moving well. That's the good news. I know he was really anxious going into that surgery. For the longest time, he didn't want to do it because of the concerns of how surgeries can potentially go. But for the best of it, he's moving well, and I'm excited for when he's fully recovered of him getting him out here so we can actually do some good father-son projects on the house and get that valuable time.
Wait a minute, time out. You just literally gave your dad a shout out on hip surgery so he could be well enough to come help you with projects around the house. You're a pig.
But you don't understand. My dad is all right. Put this easy in lane terms.
Okay.
All right. He spent his career as a school administrator for the director of buildings and grounds.
Man, I'm not trying to hear none of that.
So his love is being what's the word? I don't want to say marksmanship, but because that's guns, but a worksman being working with his hands, whether it is the yard, the house, all of it. He is and he's just a blessing, not only with proving himself, because again, this is a guy that didn't go to college. He went to trade school and got all the certification he needs to prove himself. And again, went from trade school to being a school administrator at a young age, and did that for 30 years. And I'm glad to call him my dad. And we didn't really get to do too many projects in his shop in the basement growing up. So now that I'm becoming a man and an adult and have to deal with the home, the home life, now I get to actually learn from him how I should have done, in the past, but now I can do so now. And I'm grateful that I actually have him in my life right now, because again, it wasn't like that for him because he lost his father when he was in high school. So the fact that we get to spend time, in my adulthood, I know it's something that's a blessing in his life. So we're going to make the most out of it. And I look forward to doing that with him. So yeah, shout out to my dad. And from there, I've been dealing with a lot of stress lately, at least financial stress. I should make that more specific, but it's been a burden lately. Had some stuff pop up recently that I wasn't expecting. That's just how life is. And I say that to say that shout out to my rock, and that's Soraya, as I've noticed in the last couple of days, I've kind of allowed my stress to come out more so than I anticipated. And I'm glad she keeps me grounded, because that's a different kind of stress that I haven't really dealt too much of. And that's something I'm going to have to continue to ease in my life. So, and shout out Soraya for being my rock and not only giving me a great birthday week this past week for my birthday, but again, we continue on with our house projects together, and I look forward to not only the housework with her, but we have an upcoming wedding in a couple months away, Jay. We're 6 months out. Just or under 6 months. Wow, we're
I was
5
about
months
to
away.
say less than 6 months.
We're less than 6 months. I just realized that. Yeah, the wedding's December 12th. So yeah, we're off. Wow, those days are ticking, man. I gotta start getting my suit ordered. I have everything detailed out.
Yeah, what color are
Picked
we
out.
wearing?
I'm green, like a
Like
dark.
that color green?
Maybe a little bit darker,
We're gonna look like
like
fucking leprechauns, bro.
like a forest green.
So people are gonna ask if we're diehard Celtics fans at the wedding. I'm letting you know, and I'm not gonna be nice with my answer. I'm letting you know. And then especially I got the fucking 4-leaf clover on my wrist too, so it's definitely you really setting us up good, pal.
Yeah. Her side of the family's gonna be wearing red. I mean, green and red Christmas colors. That's how we rolling. Her favorite time of the year. That's why we have the wedding in December. But yeah, that's shout out to my dad, my girl. I'm gonna shout out one of our guys in our fantasy league, Eric. I know he was listening, tuning into the show. Shout out to him. I know he's battling with you, Jay, in the National League right now. But also shout out to you. I'm gonna keep it short with you though, because I always love when I was in the middle of work and you decided to get the group going with a nice that's getting vetoed comment to Caleb, and
Oh my god, bro.
that
That's
blew
the
up,
only
and
reason I'm your friend is because I create chaos in
that
general
is
manager chat.
For at least one of the principles this week from Jay, that was one that I truly enjoyed, was that I needed a little entertainment that day, and Jay was the spark of it. So
You literally make me seem like the court jester here. Shut up.
So Jay, last but not least, shout out to the Chicago GMs right now.
We doing work or what?
They're doing work, bro. The Caleb world, right?
Caleb
Williams, Caleb Wilson tonight.
One of the Calebs are getting traded. I'm gonna let you decide who.
We talked about Caleb Bonham in this show, so we got a lot of Calebs in this world right now, and we're keeping all of them.
I got that Caleb.
Even during the middle of the show, we had a breaking news with the Chicago Blackhawks making a trade a couple weeks away from the NFL draft. But a lot of, you know how it is, Jay, when something major happens in the city, there's a lot of hate, a lot of love going on. So I'm going to allow Twitter to do its thing and puzzle out. But I like how we see a little aggression out of Kyle Davidson. Slapko, I saw him on Twitter throw out some of his comments and his thoughts about the trade. Maybe one day he'll come in and talk about those comments. But in the meantime, I actually enjoyed it because I wanted to see some aggression right now because, again, as much as I harp on patience with rebuilds, I think you're at a time right now for the Blackhawks that not only are you going to remain patient, but again, Connor Bedard's going to need some talent added with him because there's probably extensions going soon here for Connor Bedard. But again, I think he needs a little bit more help on that roster right now. And I think what altered that trade was the fact that you had the Sharks, who's a couple 2 picks above us. They made a deal giving away one of their veteran forwards. And again, the Blackhawks wanted a forward in the draft, but they're probably not going to get him because of that deal the Sharks made. So the Blackhawks altered, knowing that they would get a potential defenseman at 4. They go and get one of the studs defensemen out there of it that were available through trade. And that's what they went and did. Got Byram, who they probably should have drafted in 2019, 5 years ago.
It happens.
It happens. Listen, I sound a little bit hypothetical now that, I go about that procedure of talking about a rebuild on the hockey side of it. But again, I think what what the Blackhawks been missing is more so of that premium talent right now. I mean, it's only unfair only because in this situation, they have a generational talent at the NHL level. and he's been there for the past 3 years, and they haven't given him any true talent surrounded around him until this past year when they, promoted some of these guys in their system. So I think they need the right mix. They need to continue allowing some of these guys that they truly believe in to come up and develop at the NHL level, but they also need to make some deals of their own assessment, their system, and bring in some talent as well. So again, Sox essentially need to do the same thing, right, Jay? You should have your own assessment of guys in your system, of guys that you believe in, that you want to develop and go all the way through with. And you also need to say, hey, the value is high in this guy. He's not truly where we potentially feel like he will be, or he's not as high as what we thought he would be, and we're going to deal him at the right time, at the right value. So we're going to be getting there, though, Jay. The White Sox are on the trajectory. They're making the right.
Tell me they're going to make the playoffs out of your mouth.
Jay, I'm not there yet. I'm not
Come
there
on,
yet.
man.
I'm not there yet.
Are the White Sox in first place today? Yes or no?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Are they? Wait, they're tied, right? After tonight.
No.
Or are they a game ahead right now?
Cleveland got 2 more losses than us.
All right. Why are they a half game then? How many games up are they right now?
They should be a game up. Hold on.
Yeah, because it was tied, right? Going into
the White
today?
Sox are a game up.
Yeah.
So even if we lose this, we'll just be tied for first place.
The crazy thing about this, before we hang up on this show, there's not a positive run differential right now in the AL Central.
That's a lot of blowouts.
Mm-hmm.
That's with your losses. Some of your losses have been bad early.
We've got the best at -2, Jay, but take a guess on who's right behind us at -4. So we got -2. You think Kansas is behind us at -4?
Yeah.
They're actually last in the division.
Really? Let me see. Now I'm going to open the fucking app.
-36 for KC.
Oh, my God.
Detroit, bro. Ain't that crazy?
They're 5 games up at home.
Yeah.
And they're 16 games under on the road. The White Sox are 10 games under on the road. We're 26-12 at the rate. I'll take that.
The only reason why Cleveland is truly second really is because of that.
They're 500 on the road.
There's 500 on the road. Yeah. That's a true difference maker.
Because they're only 2 games up at the crib. That's why that run differential is -9.
Yep. Oh, man, this is going to be wild, man.
And you're going to be disgusted with yourself when we make the playoffs and win the pennant.
No, I'm just disgusted because I really thought, KC has a lot of ground to make if they're going to be,
Oh, they're cooked.
We said earlier in the show, though, that if they get the bats rolling, that they can be a threat.
The thing is, they're not going to have a good Bobby and a good Caglione at the same time.
But it's not that. Reagan's is out again.
Yeah.
So they got no pitching.
They have no real closer.
Yeah. So it's going to come down to Cleveland, Detroit with us.
Hold on, wait. All of your base stealers are hurt. So Bobby's nicked up. Michael's nicked up. Caglione's not running. Lane Thomas is your 3.5 outfielder.
Yeah.
Ike Collins is fighting for his life. Michael Massey just slugs. Nick Lofton,
Jay,
4.5 infielder.
We are entering the last week of the month. The Chicago White Sox are a game up in the division.
You better start acting like it. You.
On that note, Jay, this is what we call I need to see more.
See, man, I hate you.
Thank
man.
you for watching the Blackout Show.
Oh.